Hey guys, how's it going? Spidey Spec V here for another video. Today we're going to talk about my mod list, or just feature mods for the G35. So I am most likely selling this one to my mom so she can have a nicer car. She's never had a really nice car before, so I'm hoping at getting a G35S this week that has all the same features as this one has, with the intelligent cruise control and the adaptive front headlights, but it also has the sport package, so it'll have the paddle shifters and the limited slip diff. So with the extra sportiness, I feel like it should come with extra mods too. So I think to start off those mods, I want to do the Z1 rear subframe bushing collars. I've heard that they can significantly help stiffen up the rear suspension, and they look really simple to do. They're only 150 bucks, so why the fuck not? To go with that is the Z1 rear diff bushing, as you Nissan guys probably know, our rear diff bushings are not the best. They like to go out very frequently. So I would like to replace that, and I'd get the Z1 tool they make to make that easier too. And I would never have to worry about it again. I would get the poly bushing, not the solid one. So I've looked on rockauto.com and I found the 4-piston front, twin piston rear sport brake upgrade for this. I think it's like $100 per caliper, which in all honesty isn't that bad at all. Then I would just have to get the Z1 front big brake kit. It's like an adapter kit they make for him. It's like a little adapter that goes onto where the brake would normally bolt up, and it changes the position of the caliper so that way you can actually mount it to the car. With the inclusion of Z1 stainless steel braided brake lines, I'm going to mention Z1 a whole lot, but it's because in my opinion they make some of the best shit for us. Not to mention I got to visit their facility once and I was incredibly impressed by them. So yeah. Now I'm going to talk about some less performance-y stuff later, but I'll get into that later. It's just my own curiosity. As far as engine stuff, I said I wasn't going to tune the G35, but that's when I thought I was just going to have this one till I decided to sell it to my mom. So, I'm probably going to do Z1 carbon fiber 3-inch race intakes. Probably going to keep stock headers unless I find a good deal on something, or unless something major really pops up, because I would still love a G37. Thankfully, because a 35 and the 37, this gen G35 with the later years of the G37, same damn chassis, everything swaps right over for the most part, with some differences like the intakes. I would wait on the intakes until I knew for sure whether or not I was going to get a 37 or not. So I may or may not do high flow cats. Reason being, I've heard that cats are very restrictive on these cars, as well as the rest of the exhaust is very restrictive. 2.5 inch seems to be what everyone goes for on these. A 3-inch seems to be rather unneeded. I would debate between a 2.5 inch catback. I would probably go for the Speed Culture Studios, another YouTuber catback that he has. I believe it's a Flowmaster FX muffler for the X-pipe portion with 2 Borla resonators. I would change out the Borla resonators with Vibrant because I know Vibrant a little bit more. I've heard you can get significant power gains with a single exit. I'm weird in the sense of I love the JDM looking big ass fart can in the rear. I love how it looks. But if a car came with a dual exit from factory, I think it looks rather odd to change it out to a single exit. I guess it's because I knew that there was supposed to be a pipe right there, and now it's not there anymore. So whether or not I would do a single exit is very up for debate. I really don't know. I guess I have a friend that can 3D print stuff. Maybe I could see if he can 3D print a little bumper cover to cover up the portion where there used to be a muffler at. Anyhow, After I did those things, assuming I did the intakes as well, I would look into getting an uprev tune from Soho Motorsports. I say Soho instead of Z1 in this instance, partially because A, I live fucking 7 hours from Z1. I'm not willing to drive down there for a tune. And then B, Soho Motorsports is maybe 2 hours away from me. And they're the best of the best when it comes to VQs from what I've heard. So I would go to them for an uprev tune. So the G35S I'm looking at is black. It's kind of a beat up black, but if I can restore the paint, I would love to do a red banner like what I had on my Sentra with red Infinity Akebono calipers on it, because black and red is a very good combination. And if I got tired of the black paint, if it's really hard to keep up on, which it can be, or if I just couldn't restore it to what I would want it to look like, I would definitely consider having the car wrapped the pearl white that this G35 is, because white and red still looks really good together also, and it stands out, and it's just a clean ass fucking color too. So now, in terms of things I would like to try to do, but I'm not sure if I could do, it involves the interior, which I will show you right now. So the G37, for the seat warmers, it has a dial on each side instead of these flip switches. I just think the dial looks a little bit better. The shifter assembly here is a little bit different, but the biggest distinction is these edges here are raised up a bit more, and there's a chrome piece that goes around either side. Because the 35 and the 37 are so similar, I would like to see if I could just swap out this entire center assembly and just swap over the G37 part, because that's the part that I really think looks very nice. I don't see why I couldn't swap it over, but you're never going to know till you try. Everything else I'm honestly okay with. I would like to do the Nifty City infotainment, because it has the wireless Apple CarPlay and whatnot, and I personally like it. And if you guys know anything about the early models of the Gs that have the Bluetooth audio, it has a bad tendency of cutting in and out, and the only way to fix it is to disconnect and reconnect your phone, which is super fucking annoying, especially in traffic and when you're in the mood for fucking music. So there's that. The other thing you can do, I've thought about doing it, but I haven't yet because of how expensive it will be to do, is you can convert the front to look like a G37. All you have to do is replace the headlight, replace the grille, and the front bumper. The reason I haven't done it is, A, headlights are fucking expensive. I managed to get this one used for, I think it was like $350. But let's double that now, assuming I can find 2 headlights for that cheap again. And then I'm going to need a bumper. And then I'm going to have to change out the washer fluid reservoir. And then I have to change out the crash bar. Sorry, not the crash bar, it's the energy absorber. So I don't necessarily hate how the front of this G looks, but I do really prefer how the G35S bumper looks. So that's a huge hit or miss. It's a huge I may not thing. Wheels, tires, and suspension. BC Racing coilovers. Probably the first thing I would ever do again. Back when I had the Sentra and it was lowered on... Well, it wasn't lowered. When I just had the wheels on, it was stock suspension. Never doing that again. I am not having S197 monster truck ride height on aftermarket wheels ever again. It just looks so bad. And then I would probably do either... I'm debating between just putting spacers on these wheels to make it flush with the car, getting Nismo 370Z wheels because they do look awesome, or Q50, Q60 Red Sport wheels. A very OEM plus look for this car I think will look really nice. Probably a Stirling carbon fiber roof spoiler if I ever got around to it or had the money. Carbon fiber trunk with the built-in duckbill spoiler. And in all honesty, that would be about it for this car. It's my daily driver. It would continue being my daily driver. And unless I got fuck you money, I wouldn't boost it. Though boosting the VQ35 to 500 horsepower does sound pretty fucking nice for a daily. And yeah, that is about it. Oh, the Diodynamics taillight as a turn signal mod. Something I would totally fucking do. It looks so good. But yeah, that is about it. If I have forgotten anything, I'll probably put it somewhere else in this video. Not a mod per se, but something I would debate on is anyone that's been in a higher mileage G or Z or even a Q probably knows that the bottom of the seats and the side bolsters and sometimes the back likes to rip apart at higher mileage. So I found a G35, G37S seat in good condition for 500 bucks. Something I would maybe consider doing if I really, really wanted to keep the car. I'm not sure, I wouldn't count that as a mod or anything, but it is something I would consider if it was for the right price. I mean, if I'm going to keep a car for a long time, I'll do my best to maintain it and make it nice on the inside. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Peace.